Hi, it's Nehemiah from Special Science School. We're looking at taxonomy. Now, in taxonomy, we need to know that taxonomy is one, the identification, two, the classification, three, the naming of living organisms. Taxonomy is simply the identification, classification, and naming of living organisms. If you're going to define taxonomy, you must include these three in your definition: identification, classification, and naming of living organisms. The next thing to do in taxonomy is that we have the hierarchy of life. Now, in most biology textbooks, it may be called the major taxonomical hierarchy. It might be called the taxonomical category. Whatever your textbook calls it, is still the same thing. Either you call it taxonomical hierarchy, hierarchy of life, taxonomical category. Know that the taxonomical hierarchy or the hierarchy of life is divided into domain. Domain, kingdom, divide, class, order, family, genus, species. So, kingdom, divide, class, order, family, gain, space. I want you to remember this hierarchy of life using this acronym: kingdom, divide, class, order, family, gain, space. You can say that with me: kingdom, divide, class, order, family, gain, space. Kingdom, divide, class, order, family, gain, space. And then this division is for plants. So for animals, we have phylum. Alright, these are the taxonomical hierarchy or the hierarchy of life: kingdom, divide, class, order, family, gain, space. You may be asked a question in an exam. You may ask to supply the missing words from this. So we can have this, we can have this. Okay? So you will be asked to supply the missing words from this thing, or this, let's write this guy. Now, if you know domain, domain is the major one, the highest or the most inclusive. Kingdom, divide, class, order. So order should be here. Family, genus should be here. And then species. Kingdom, divide, class, order, family, gain, space. So we're looking at the domain. What's the domain? The domain is majorly divided into three. They are the most inclusive in terms of number of organisms or species that there is in it. So the domain is divided into the eukaryota, the prokaryota, and the archaea. So the domain is divided into eukaryota, prokaryota, and archaea. Now, what is eukaryota? What is prokaryota? And what is archaea? Now, if you're asked what a eukaryota is, let me do this one now. A eukaryota has two nucleus, while a prokaryota has false nucleus. A eukaryota has double membranous organelle. A prokaryota has no membranous organelle. Now, very important, the eukaryota, the nucleus, the DNA, the RNA, or the DNA and RNA is found inside the nucleus of the cell. but the nucleus is found in a double membranous nuclear envelope. So this one we find the nucleus in the space, okay, nucleus inside the double membranous nuclear envelope. But for the nucleus of this guy, prokaryote, it is scattered in the cytoplasm. It is scattered in the cytoplasm. So it is embedded or suspended in the cytoplasm. So this is the difference between eukaryote and prokaryote. For the archaea shares the similarities between the prokaryote. Sometimes, depending on the condition, it can act like a prokaryote, it can act like a eukaryote. So archaea is between the two of those. Now let's clean up the hierarchy of life so we can study each of these things. We are going to study the kingdom now. The kingdom is the second most inclusive. It begins to talk about organisms in order of their evolutionary origin. That is, organism that is meant to come from the same evolutionary ancestors. Are you still there? So now, these organisms or the kingdoms are divided into the Monera, the Protista, the fungi, the plantae, and then the animalia. These are what we're going to be looking at in the kingdoms. Let's pick up the first one, the kingdom Monera. For the kingdom Monera, these are majorly prokaryotic in nature. And let me help you. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4, they are eukaryotic. From here, they are prokaryotic. So the Monera is prokaryotic in nature. So what are these Monera? The Monera is subdivided into the schizophyta and the cyanophyta. Now, this guy is usually the bacteria, and this guy is usually the blue-green algae. Now, these two subdivisions have been outdated. Okay? The two subdivision has been outdated. So what we are using now to do this classification for the Monera is the cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria, which inclusively contains both the bacteria and the blue-green algae. Now, these Moneras, we are going to treat them as a separate topic in our subsequent videos. This is just taxonomy to try so much to include and summarize everything that is classifiable in biology. So we look at the next thing, Protista. Now you want to pay attention to the Protista. Protista is divided into 4. I think 4 of those. Euglynophyta. And then we have protozoan. And then we have Cheirosophyta. And then I think we have Periophyta. Alright, these are Periophyta, Cheirosophyta, protozoans, and Euglynophyta. Now, the Euglynophyta are majorly euglena. The protozoans can be the sarcovinas. the mastigophorans, the celiophora, and the spirosum. Now, I don't want you to be afraid when you hear biological terms and you say, you see all these things you're going to put, don't be afraid. These things are not something you just learn as you go. You have to come for it again, try to recall, come for it again, and then it will become part of you. Okay? So don't be afraid of biological terms. Just keep coming. With time, you will master them. Alright? So we have Chelicophyta, which I'm going to give you an assignment to go and find. Paleophyta, which I'm going to give you the assignment to go and look for those. Now let's get to fungi. Remember that we will have a topic, we will have a subsequent video where we're going to be treating Monera, where we're going to be treating Protista individually. So let's talk about the fungi. You can talk about the yeast. You can talk about the mold. You can talk about the mushroom. So these are considered as fungi. As for those fungi, they have cross-cell walls, non-cross-cell walls, and lots of those. And then we can have some vegetative, some non-vegetative, and lots of those. So we're talking about fungi only in our subsequent videos too. So let's take the next one, plantain. For the plantain is divided into three. We have the telophytes, or telophyta. We have the bryophyta. We have the tracheophyta. Okay, now for the telophyta, there are some species of organisms in telophyta. Let me clean up the board so we can have space faster. So, for the telophytas, we have the red agate. Or, let me write the name first, rhodophyta. Chlorophyta, and Phycophyta. Rhodophyta is what we call the red agate. Chlorophyta is what we call the green agate. Phycophyta is what we call the brown agate. Now, these are all on the telophyta. So we talk about the bryophytas. Let me write them here. It doesn't need more space for that. The bryophyta is talking about the mosaics and the liverworts. Alright, trichophytes. We need to pay attention on the trichophytes because they are from those that we got the vascular plants. So let's pay attention to the trichophyte now. Still have a plantain. So plants, trichophyte, or trichophyta is divided into two. We have the pteridophyta, we have the Petridophyta, and then the Spermatophyta. Alright, now the Spermatophyta is divided into two. We have the gymnosperm and we have the angiosperm. Now, the angiosperm is divided into two. We have the monocotyledon, and then we have the dicotyledon. Alright, so this is how we've gotten monocotyledon, dicotyledon from angiosperm, angiosperm from spongyphyta, spongyphyta from tetraphyta, tetraphyta from plant. So you can know the arrangement of these things. Now let's go to the last one, which is dynamic. Meanwhile, we are going to study plants subsequently, just plants, as in a class of plants alone. Alright, let's go to the last one, which is animalia. We have the animalia. Animalia is divided into two. We have the vertebrates. We have the invertebrates. We have the vertebrates, we have the invertebrates. Now for the vertebrates, there are subphylums that are there. We have the fishes. We have the apes. We have the reptilia. We have the amphibia. We have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mammalians. Or mammalia. Alright, now under the invertebrates, the secondary school or in college level, we are accepted to study just 9. But when you get to higher institution, you'll study more than 9. So let's take the ones that are there. We have the ones that are called the porifera. Listen, let me say it again. We are going to take each of these concepts one after the other. We'll take the Monera, we'll discuss it as a class. We're not going to add any other thing to it, just Monera. We'll take the Protista as a class. We'll take the fungi as a class. We'll take the plant as a class. And we'll take the animalia as a class. In fact, we'll take the vertebrates as a class and the invertebrates as a class. And the invertebrates even, we're going to be taking the invertebrates one after the other. We'll take the Porifera, we'll take the Coelenterata, we'll take the Platyhelminths, we'll take the Nematoda, we'll take the Annelida, we'll take the Mollusca, we'll take the Arthropoda. It's up to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll take the Archinodermata. I think remaining 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remaining 1. It's called Protochodata. Actually, your textbook calls it Chodata. But the right word to use is Protochodata, primitive Chodata, or Protochodata, because the word Chodata is animals with backbones. But when we add this Chodata here, it's not the Chodata of animals with backbone, although they share some little similarities, but this one is primitive or Protochodata. So that's what we'll be looking at in the kingdom. So you know we have the domain, I've discussed that, the kingdom, then kingdom, the next thing is division. So what's the meaning of division? Kingdom, divide class, order, family, gain, space. Now, I'm going to leave you to go and find the meaning of division, to find the meaning of order, to find the meaning of family, to find the meaning of genus, and then species.